Those of you who have been a part of the parish for quite some time now, I want to give you just a quick Father Len quiz. Okay. Well, the first question is, what word has Father Len made up or added to the English language that he uses at Mass many, many times? It's the word with, B-W-I-T-H. Whenever he says, Lord, with you. He says over and over, with you. Okay. All right. At the beginning of Mass, no matter what the season might be, no matter what the readings might speak to, he always leads into the penitential rite, the Lord have mercy, the Confiteor, whatever, by saying we need to pray for deeper conversion. That's right. Okay, many of you got that. Good. Deeper conversion. Conversion is defined as change of heart. And the fact is, as Christian people, as believers, striving for deeper conversion means that we have an understanding that my faith is not something for me to now be comfortable in, to be satisfied with. It's good enough. But our hearts are continuing to strive to open to God, to open to one another. That's what Christ calls us to. Last week's gospel and this week's gospel, they're not, even though we sang after the first reading, and tell the good news. These two gospel passages, they feel a little bit harsh. They don't necessarily feel like, oh boy, this is good news. Remember last week? Jesus said, I have come to light a fire on the earth. Oh, I wish that fire was already burning. Today, he says, try to come in through the narrow door. Many will try, but will not be able to. To receive the fullness of the gospel, it doesn't mean that we take the easy way. Just as if you are striving to be a world-class athlete, that you tend to cut your workouts short and you don't practice when you don't feel like it. You're never going to grow. You're never going to expand your capacity. And Jesus isn't necessarily nice, all-inclusive, no, everything's fine, Jesus, in these Gospels. After the master of the house has arisen and locked the door, then will you stand outside knocking and say, Lord, open the door for us? And the master will say, I don't know where you're from. I don't know you. Oh, sure you do. It's a shame that we don't have phrases like, Oh, sure you do in the Gospels, but there we are. See, in Jesus' time, belonging to one another, family was everything, and family bonds and family identity were what it was all about. But if you didn't belong directly through blood family, you could also have a sense of belonging if you entered into, let's say, dining with the group. And not just, being in McDonald's at the same time, but really interacting. So, Jesus, in telling the story, he says, well, the people say, wait a minute, you know us. We're part of you. We're connected to you. You're connected to us. Come on, we ate with you. Jesus says, that's not enough. It's not enough to just kind of live the life and go through the motions. Conversion, a radical change of life, is what is needed. So, well, you taught in our synagogues. We went to Mass. We listened to you. We learned. We went to Catholic school. Jesus says, in essence, yeah. But all you did was listen. Did you take my teachings to heart? Did you reform your lives? Did you live out this so-called good news? You think that superficial acquaintance with me and my teachings are enough. And yet we look at what so many are going through in our world, even in our society today. So much suffering, so much neglect, so much hatred. And the phrase that comes to mind for so many is, where are the Christians? Here is what Jesus has taught. Where are his followers? His true followers. That's our challenge, folks. Not just to make sure we get to Mass every week or we say our prayers, but we live the life. We let the fire of that Spirit touch our hearts and help us to care. Christ doesn't worry about the number of followers he has. Like today, people follow one another on Facebook. There's no commitment there. There's no connection there. It is, oh, I like that. Jesus asks much, much more because he offers us so much more. I'll show you just very briefly the attitude we've got to make sure we don't have or we don't continue in. I would like to buy $3 worth of God, please. I would like to buy just a little of the Lord. Not enough to explode my soul or disturb my sleep. Not enough to take control of my life. I'll keep just enough to equal a cup of warm milk, just enough to ease some of the pain from my guilt. I would like to buy $3 worth of God, please. I would like to find a love that's pocket-sized. Not enough to make me love someone brown, yellow, or black. Not enough to change my heart. I can only stand just enough to take to church when I have time. Just enough to equal a snooze in the sunshine. I want ecstasy, but not transformation. I want the warmth of the womb, but not a new birth. I would like to purchase a pound of the eternal in a paper sack, guaranteed or money back. You see, I would like to buy $3 worth of God, please. Jesus said, I have come to light a fire on the earth. Come to light a fire in people's hearts. Our school has embraced the motto of St. Ignatius, go, set the world on fire. We pray, hopefully, for deeper conversion. And may the Lord with us all.